How do I turn it around? Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Sherry, Deborah. There's Diana. And who else we got? Oh, we got a commercial. Hold on. Skip that commercial. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Leslie. Jeanette. Hello, Deborah. Sherry. Nice to see you all. Welcome. Good morning. If you're new, make sure you say hello. This is a terrific group of crafters and very special people. So they're fun to chat with. And we have people from all over the United States. And also 6% of you are from Canada. 6% of the people that watch my show, I found out, are Canadians, which makes me very happy because I love my Canadian friends just as much, and if not more. So good morning, good morning. Today we're going to do, sorry wasn't here yesterday, had my scans, and it was kind of a little bit of a mix-up, but just kind of working through those things. Nobody's perfect, right? So, yeah. So the scans, and I actually have to take another scan next week because one of them was like double booked, but in 2 different places. So I'm not going to really get all the results too quickly, unfortunately. But I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow with the neurologist. So, probably not going to be able to make a class tomorrow, but I thought we'd make up for it by doing something that everybody loves to do, right? Not really. Print and cut. I mean, I have my own little fears of print and cut myself, and I'm trying to get over them. Going through when they were first developed, the print and cut was being developed, it was a little bit hard because things kept changing, but now things have improved, and I wanted to show you a couple of cards that I made using print and cut elements. So this one here is pretty basic, but really cute, and it has a print and cut element of butter, and the inside of it reads, "You melt my heart." And it has this little butter thing. Isn't that cute? This little butter thing. And then there's another one. Let me get that one open. And this one here is cheese. And it says, "With the exception of cheese, you're my favorite." This is a card that I developed for my friends that run a gourmet food and drink, I don't know, it's drink, but gourmet foods and mostly cheeses and things like that. So I thought this would be fun for their little shop downtown Peabody Square. It's called Edex, EDEX, and I drove by it, and it's E is for eat, D is for drink, and EX is for explore. Eat, drink, explore. EDEX. And they're brand new. So if you are a local, I would encourage you to go and check them out. I'm not a paid sponsor or anything. I just know this woman, and she's just terrific. And I know she's probably putting up an amazing display, and I'll be going down there later this week to drop off some of these Valentines. So if you see my Valentines there, make sure you comment that you know me. That would be nice. Anyway, so let's talk about print and cut. So print and cut is something you can do on all but one of Cricut's machines, and that one is the Joy, Cricut Joy. You can use it on Joy Extra, and then all the Explorers work, as well as even the Explorer 1 does print and cut. And and the makers, even the smart machines, the 3 and the Explore 3, the Maker 3, and from what I understand, also the Venture also works with print and cut. There are a lot of great elements in design space that you can sort of develop. So that's what I did here. Is I had a funny thought in my head, a punny. Really, it's punny, right? So I thought, okay. When I was developing it first, I was like, well, with the exception of my corgis, you're my favorite. That was what I was thinking. But then I thought, not everybody has corgis, so I thought, what else? And for this particular company, because they're a gourmet shop, I wanted to do some things that were food related, and food is a lot of puns there. So let me just show you. I'm going to select this and group it and just hide it. Okay. So this is what I did. I went here to images, and here I typed in a word that I believe it's Japanese. It's called, the word is kawaii, Kawai. It might have 2 I's. Kawaii, Kawai. So what kawaii is cute. It means cute. So if you were looking for some cute food, so you could do kawaii. You could type in animals if you wanted cute animals. See what comes up. So there are always these cute little sort of faces and everything. Now, not everything you'll see here is print and cut, but that's easy to resolve. So let's go ahead and let's do kawaii food, because that's a very popular thing. So FOOD. So because obviously it's Japanese origin, there's a lot of Japanese foods, but thankfully Japanese people eat all kinds of different foods. So for instance, I saw this one here that is a bowl of ramen, and I was thinking, oh, okay, bowl of ramen. What can we say? Usually pronounce the kind of noodles as pho. So let's think about that. Oh, okay. How about you're the one pho me? That would work. And you could spell it PHO. So that would work. Or what about something like this? It's spaghetti and meatballs. You could do, we go together like spaghetti and meatballs, or if, I'm sure that they have, okay, you be quiet, okay? Look at this, pancakes, there's all different things. So I'm looking for, in particular, I'm looking for cheese or butter. So I'm going to type in kawaii butter. Let's see if I can come up with something that shows. Yes. So the top one is what I chose, but there are several here. Now this one happens to be not print and cut, and this one happens to be print and cut. It's my favorite carb. Butter is my favorite carb. No, I think we're going to choose this kawaii here, and then we'll also do cheese. And maybe we'll also do the pho. All right, enough. Go sit down, please. Okay, so there's a lot of cheese. I chose this cheese because I like the little eyes. They're awful cute. And what's the other one we wanted to do? Ramen. Kawaii ramen. And we could do this. We could do this one without the chopsticks. This one is, I like this one the best. So I'm going to choose that one. That one's by Erica Digital Design. So I'm going to add it to the canvas. Now, just so that you know, when you're working on your projects, if you are looking for different images, you can go and look at those images and add them. And then when you go to bring them all in, you just hit, move to canvas there. So see, they come in different sizes, obviously. First thing that we want to do is we want to get them all to be kind of the same size. Now, these are not all print and cut. In fact, I think, yeah, they all three are actually cut files. So what we're going to do, let's make this one a little bit bigger so you can see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and click on one of them, and then we're going to come down here to the bottom right hand side to something called flatten. So this is preparing it for the ability to use a printer. Now you can use an inkjet printer for this. You don't need any fancy printer or sublimation printer or even, a laser printer, nothing like that. You can just use a regular inkjet printer for this. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So all three of these we're going to flatten. And here we go. We'll flatten all three. So now all three are flattened. So we need to develop a card around it. So let's start with this ramen one, and then I'll show you how to put them together, cut them out and everything, okay? And by the way, these files are available, or should be available soon, in my Cricut community profile. There will be 3 different files. There'll be the pho, the cheese, and the butter. Okay. So all 3 of these have been flattened. So we're going to start with a card. You guys know I like to have 5 by 7 inch cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. This was already my cheese card file. And then I'm going to go to my stuff, and I'm going to go and look at these blank 5 by 7s that I have. So I'm going to customize it. And you see I have them going directionally, either horizontally or vertically. So I'm going to do a command copy of the horizontal one, the landscape one. Yeah, vertical landscape. Okay, and then I'm going to go back. Oh, I'll save this. I moved it, so I have to save it. Go back to my stuff, which is the cheese card, and I'm going to customize it. And then I'm going to do a Command V, which is paste. So there's our basic 5 by 7 inch card. It has to cut 7 by 10, and it has a score line, okay? But this is to give you a frame of reference on what you want to do and how you want to create a card. Well, you know me, I like some bulk to my cards, and these print and cut elements aren't going to give them that much bulk. So what I would like to do is add a shape of a square over here, and shapes on the left hand side. I'm going to choose the square, and I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to stretch it out to be a 1/4 of an inch on either side of my 5 by 7. So go up here and have a look, and it should be 4.75, which it's almost that. It's just a teensy smidge off, and then 6.75, which is a 1/4 of an inch margin around the entire card. So now we have our base card. I'm going to change this to red because I think that because it's a Valentine, we want to use red. So now we have a base for our card, and we can decide what we want to do. We're going to do the pho, right? And it's spelled PHO. So let me just bring this to the front. Now I want to be able to, I think this would look cute if it just had the pho on the front. And then on the inside, maybe it says, "You're the one for me." Also would look cute if I had the word Valentine on there, but not necessary. So here I think this one big picture of pho would be a good thing. Now, if I were going to turn this 90 degrees like this, and I could turn this one as well. Oops. Don't be that way. Okay, I'm going to turn this one 90 degrees. I could take my cheese or my butter. Let's bring the butter range, bring to the front. I could put this here, make it small, put this here, and then put Valentine, my heart melts for you. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll add a text and we'll type in my heart melts for you. Okay, that's going to be inside of my card. So just so I can move this around. So this becomes the inside of my card. And you guys know what I do. I do an ungroup to lines. And then I move the lines a little bit closer. Once I have that, I think that looks really cute. I'm going to grab all of this and attach it. So this part here is going to become my front. Arrange, send to back. Okay, this will be my front. And this part becomes the actual card base. So want to put something, either Valentine or something like that. So I'm going to go back to text and I'm going to type in Valentine. But I am going to go and change it to a single layer, which it can be, we used that banana one before. So let's try this chalkboard, BFC chalkboard handwriting. And let's change its size to a regular. Let's try something. Let's see. Here we go. Whoops. Not sure what this is, but Valentine. Or it's come on. Oh, I think I just have to change my box a little bit. So there's the box, and if I make it like this, there we go. So we would put it there on the front, and then we would take our print and cut element and put it there. And that is our Valentine. We could do the same thing for the pho. We can say, you're the one, PHO, pho, me. With the cheese, I used with the exception of cheese. Now that one you'll notice when you see that image. So let me move these out of the way. Let's go back to this one. I use the word cheese on this, and I'm not sure why it's you're my favorite is misaligned, but I would definitely go here and detach it and change it so that it's in the middle like this. Okay, so let's say we're going to cut these out. We're all ready now, and we're going to cut these out, and we're going to do print and cut, okay? So let's hit make. We're ready to cut. We're going to hit make, and you'll see that there is a big space here. So I hate wasting paper. So I'm going to put 4 of them on here and cut out 4 different, but I could maybe even squeeze 6. So let's try 6. Okay. So the computer doesn't remember, or it doesn't know how to move things around, but we do. So it appears on 2 different pages, but we can move these by hitting the triple dots and do move object. Then we're going to choose this and confirm it. and then it shows up as duplicated here. Now we want these things to appear within the red lines. You can see that the red lines, it's pretty big. It's a pretty big space, about 8 by 11 almost. So let's do move object again, and we'll put that 6th one here. And if it doesn't fit, you can turn it upside down even to see if it will fit. And indeed, it does fit perfectly there. Okay. Now don't worry about this sheet. This will go away when we get to the cut area. Okay. And then these are our card bases. And this happens to be the writing, which I am going to I'm going to cut out without a mat, and then I'm going to mirror it. Let's go over here and mirror it. Okay, so we got with the exception of cheese, and with the exception is separate from the word cheese, because I found out it was easier to do that. Okay, and then here are our little base pieces that makes the frame, and that's it. So let's hit continue. And in regard to the print then cut, we're going to hit send to printer. Once we send it to the printer, I like to use the system dialog. So I'm going to turn that on, and then I hit print, and it goes into this sort of waiting mode. So what you have to do is go up to the top left side where there's a yellow circle. This is just going to minimize this, and we're going to print this using the dialog box. I'm choosing quality best, and then I'll hit print, and I'll wait for that to print from my printer. I can hear it going right now. Okay, so while you're waiting for that to print, you can be getting the rest of your materials together. So in this case, I need 6 pages of white cardstock. Oh, by the way, I put in white cardstock from 8.5 by 11 inch size from Michael's Recollections brand. And it works out great in my printer. You don't need to cut these on sticker cardstock. You can just do this on plain old 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock. And if you have a printer that does bigger than that, then you can obviously do that as well. So it's going ahead and it's getting ready. So I'm going to then choose. We're going to work on the print and cut mostly. And I'm going to make sure that that's selected. It is medium cardstock, and I'm going to remember that setting. And I have my mat here, and I'm going to get my printout, which is coming. It's almost here. It's almost done. Hold on. Give me a second. So we were supposed to have this big wild rainstorm last night, but it didn't happen. So I don't know what that's about. But anyway, let's bring this down here so you can see what I'm doing. So here's my Cricut mat. And what I'm going to do, this is my printout. And you see that there are these 4 brackets right here. That is for your machine to find out where to cut and have an accurate cut. So we're going to put it the way it came out, or the way that I designed it. So it's best not to like turn it around like this. It probably won't work. So put it the way that it came out, just like that. All right. I try not to touch it because sometimes the ink isn't quite dry, so I try to not smudge it like that. Okay, and now we're going to bring it over to our machine with my water, and we're going to put it in the machine like that, and hit the advance button like that. All right. And then what you'll see happening is the machine is looking for um, at those brackets, you know, and you'll see a light that lights up. And that is so that the sensor can sense how it's supposed to cut this. Now, I thought I added bleed, but apparently I didn't. But there's a way around it if you have a problem with things not correctly cutting as far as the bleed is concerned. Bleed is basically just a little extra ink around the edges so that when you cut it, the color, which in this case was black on the top, will show a black outline around it without any white. It basically does the same thing here, but there's one thing that I'll show you that it's a little bit difficult. Now, I've already cut out everything for these cards, so I'm just going to show you how I put them together. That should be fun. And it's going to just cut everything out. So I've actually already cut them out. Let's move this over. So I have, here are my card bases. It says, "You're my favorite." Isn't that cute? And then here is the, what you call it? The frame, the mat for there. And let's have a look at our cheese. So there's our cheese. And we're going to just turn it over and peel off the pieces. This is a pretty new mat, so you got to be careful that it doesn't like shred the top part of the paper. Hey, you guys. So there you go. That's using up all 6. So now, even if I didn't make 6 cards. Sorry about the dogs barking. Even if I didn't make the 6 cards, I have those and I can use them in something else. Okay. So what I did do was I cut out the sentiment using iron-on. So here's my sentiment that I used. I obviously cut out more than I need, really. Well, 6. It's more than I need, but just in case things don't go well. And I've already taken off the layer that was on there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out what I need. So let's cut out this part, this cheese part. Okay. And then this. Now that means if you use iron-on for a card, it does mean that you need to have some sort of iron. And I do have my Easy Press Mini, which is now mysteriously working. So there you go. So I'm just going in and taking out all the negative spaces. So here's with the exception of, and then cheese I've got to do in between the E's. Let me make sure I look at that real good because I'm afraid I'm stabbing it to death. All right. There we go. One more piece right here. Come on. The E's are tough. There we go. Okay, so we have, with the exception of cheese. Now, personally, I like to cut these fairly close to the edge because it makes it, for me, easier to see how it's going to line up. Okay, so let's just cut this a little bit, and then we'll get our Easy Press pad and the mini together so that we can put this on our card base. All right. So here's my pad and my mini, which is miraculously working again. Not really sure why it's breaking at when it goes to 2 or 3, but it works on 1. Okay, so we have to get prepared for our card. So it's going to say, with the exception of cheese, and the cheese will be up here on the right hand side, and then it says, you're my favorite. So we need to put this piece on, or we can actually work directly on this, and we can play around with where these are going to go. So with the exception of cheese, let's see if that's going to work. Yeah, so I think tilting it a little bit might be kind of cute, because it is like sort of a round, it's on a round, and kind of gives that impression that it's like a round wedge, a wedge that might move, and that's where we're gonna put it, I think. Now obviously I need to do this part first. Okay, and cheese will be second. Okay. So my Easy Press is on, and I'm just going to lightly place the heat on it and kind of move it around a little bit so that I'm getting all of the letters. And then down here, I'll do this one too. Let's see. Well, that's done. A little bit of a thing there. Okay, let's see about this. Yay! So we got that done. Let's pretend we're not going to do a big long all of them together. So we'll just kind of keep going on this. So let's go ahead and put some double stick tape onto the back of that mat. Just like kind of like a barn door. You can grab that. Like that. And we're going to put that, cheese like that. I think it would be fun to have the cheese be a little bit exaggerated. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to put these thin double stick dots. These are foam dots, and these are quite thin, but that's okay. It's just enough puffiness that that gives it a little bit of height and makes the card look more professional. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove this. So as I mentioned at the beginning, so tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment, and it's like at 10 o'clock, which it's sort of like last week with the MRI. So I'm going to go and take Thursday off, and then Friday we'll do something else. I was hoping on Friday, because I have a young lady coming today who's going to help me organize my space a little bit. Hopefully we can get a lot done. I was going to work on the Joy Extra. What do you think? This is the exception of cheese. And then here's my card base. So I am going to turn this over. Remove my double stick tape. All right, it's the mailman. The mailman's here. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. There's you're my favorite. And remember, we have 1/4 of an inch over here. Just trying to look at it. Yep. And we have a completed card. Isn't that great? Now, I did talk to you about the edges of the paper. So I wanted to show you something regarding that. Now, where did I put it? In the precious metals, we talked about this, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, I'm not really sure, but no, it must have been Monday. We have this medium tip marker in black that's part of the precious precious metals, I'm sorry. And what you can do is sort of an old stamper trick, or an old, but you have to have a steady hand, and I don't have a steady hand. But you can go ahead and use the side of the marker like this. And shade it in. Clearly, you have to be better than I am about it. But if you don't mind that whiteness showing, then that looks fine just like that, I think. So here is, with the exception of cheese, you're my favorite. What do you think? Do you like it? Let me know if you like it. Let me know would you buy that in a shop? If you didn't know that, that I made it, or if you saw it in the shop. No, you'd say, I can do that. Rita showed me how to do that. Let's do the butter one. And I think what we'll do for the butter one is, the butter one, I changed it so that it says, you melt my heart on the inside. And then I have the Valentine, which I used regular smart vinyl on. I didn't use the iron on. So let's go ahead and cut out the Valentine part. So just so you can see, you could do all of these. You could certainly cut them out in paper, but I would not recommend it, because having to place all those letters, oh my gosh, I don't think I could do that. So that's why I choose to use the vinyl or the iron-on for those sentiments. All right, so I have a little piece of transfer tape. All right, here you go. And I'm just going to cut a little tiny bit of it for my thing that says Valentine. There we go. All right. I'm going to use my back of my scissors just to get a good grasp on the transfer tape. All right. And still it's not catching, so So I'm going to go over the letters like this. See if that'll work. Yep. Okay. So it says Valentine, and we're going to put it at the top of our card like this, more of a portrait view, and then we're going to put our butter here. So let's just go ahead and line this up best we can. Actually, I should line this up like this. I have a tendency to have them be a little askew, but I'm using my background board for this, so I think I'll put it here. And then I'm going to just slowly, don't try ripping it off, because sometimes the top layer of the paper will kind of come off with it if you're using the vinyl. And there's our butter. And I think I will try to turn the edge of this butter a little whiter using my, why can't I do it? Even if you added the bleed, you would still get a little of this. So I wonder if you get so much of it if it were a sticker. I don't know. I'll have to try that. Okay. There we go. So Valentine, we're going to take our double stick circles, or foam dots or circles. Now I see when I'm doing this that there is slightly like ragged edge to this right here. So I think what I can do for that is just take my scissors and sort of roll it along here and see if it removes it, and it does. So there is going to be where it's going to go. Let me just put one more in the middle. So I found this woman who I've known before, and she's got so much energy. I'm like, wow, where do you get all that energy? But she's a lot younger than me anyway. But she's going to come over and help me sort through things and get things in bins, and she's going to donate them to the East Boston High School. They have an English as a second language class that they do a lot of crafting for. And then I have another woman coming over on Friday, is it? I think Friday, where she's going to be picking up all of my joy stuff, because she has a joy. And she's going to bring it to a local school here in Peabody. So it's all going to get distributed. Oh, and then my friend Stacy, who's lives in the dollhouse next down the street, she's going to take some of my paper, because she likes playing with paper. She's a paper fanatic, but she's not going to take that much. And then she just likes to go through hordes of stuff. She she finds it really fun. So she's going to come down and pick through. As I have so much stuff I don't even know that I have it. And then I end up buying it again, like markers and pens and stuff. I'm like, oh, I could use those. And then I find them all over. So there's just a ton of stuff that I want to get aside for other people, and then I will feel much better about my crafting. I know some people, they clean as they go, but no, mine has become a hoard. All right. So there are 2 of 3, with the exception of cheese. You're my favorite. And then this one, Valentine, you melt my heart. I don't like this, but I might change that out. Anyway, that is, you like the cards? Oh, good. I'm glad. This is not a Rob and Bob file. This is a file that that I created. And so if you missed the first part, to show where it's at, I thank you. I appreciate knowing that you like them. I hope they sell. Even if they don't sell, it's just an opportunity to show people what I mean, it's not like I'm going to make a living on it. But so if you want to come and get these cards, I need to put pictures of them so that I can make them. So I'll take some pictures and I'll put them up to make them, because I don't think I have pictures in here. So I will put some in, and then you guys can come and grab the file in my profile, which, by the way, if you are looking for profiles, you do need to just go home and then to projects, or you can do home and search. And if you just search Rita, it should bring up projects that projects, images, and things like that. Now, clearly, this is Tita for these, and then there's also Margarita images as well. These are projects that that some of them are from me and others are not. And then if you continue to scroll, you can see down here, this is my personal profile, and there you go. I'll make sure to put that one there. But if you wanted to grab any of my other 764 files, there's a lot of files in here, so you can still see them all here. But now they changed the system so that you have to have a picture on it. So some of these won't show up in the community without a picture. At least that's what I heard. So I'm going back and like trying to put pictures of everything in there, and hopefully that will work. And then if you like it, for instance, if you like this card we did on Monday, you would click on it and then you would do customize. Okay. And once you do customize, we'll save this. Once you do customize, it will open it up. There you go. And then you can save this for yourself. So then you would just go ahead and hit file, or up here, save as, and it will immediately put my title in there. But you can just go ahead and erase it, put your own title in there, or you can leave it that way. It's up to you. But that's how you get a file from my profile. Anyway, all right. and the video from YouTube. Okay, yep, I can do that. I can do that. Yeah, I will do that, Loretta. Don't worry about it. And that is going to do it for me for today. And I'm getting ready, getting prepared for seeing my Felicia, her name is Felicia, coming over and helping out with cleaning up my mess of a situation. So, and then I will be back. I won't be here on Thursday because I have a doctor's appointment, but I will be back on Friday. I will be back. And then next week, just to kind of keep track, because I have trouble keeping track myself. I do have to get a CAT scan. I think it's on Tuesday, but I don't know what time it's at. So other than that, I don't have anything else going on next week. So we can do more than 3 classes if I have enough of that stuff. So, okay. Thank you to everyone for coming. So no class on Thursday. Yes, on Friday. Friday, if I get enough work done, I was going to do if I get enough cleaning done, I was going to do a thing where I worked on the Cricut Joy Extra because it's inundated with stuff over there right now. So I want to clean that up. All right. So that's it. Yeah, I have both the Joy and the Joy Extra. I actually am liking the Extra a little bit more just because it has the print then cut element. I think they need to add a few tools like a scoring stylus, which would be a nice thing to add, but they don't have that for either the Joy or the Joy Extra. But there is the big difference between the Joy and the Joy Extra is the amount of space, but also that the Extra does print then cut. So you could do these cards we did today on the Cricut Joy Extra, but not on the Joy. There is a way around it, but it would be a different situation. You could print it out and cut it by hand. Use the foiling tool for scoring, works fine. Oh, interesting. Does it let you use the foiling tool if you're on an iPad, though? Who just said use Annette, can you use the an iPad and the foiling tool in DS for the Joy? I'm not sure. Anyway, no foil tool on mobile devices. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'd have to have my laptop. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have the money to set up a craft studio the way some other people are doing. I don't have a dream box either, so you got me on that. Things are just in boxes that I happen to find, and they're everywhere. So when I go to look for Brads, they could be in a number of places, and it's just really confusing for me. So that's what I'm trying to do, is kind of clean up and get rid of some of the confusion so I can bring you better things. Oh, just for the craft room. Good idea. Works great on, okay. You cannot foil in iOS. Right. Okay. That's what, all right. All right, everyone. This was a really, I hope, informative class for you on how to do the print and cut. It really is fun, and it's not that difficult once you get the idea of it down. And I hope that you can use these Valentines for your own Valentines, or just as a jumping off point where you can learn the print and cut from my original design. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And we will see. Oh, hi, Betsy. Hello. Goodbye. Okay, I'm glad that it was informative. I will see you all again on Friday, hopefully with a joy project then. Okay, take care. Thank you, Annette. Take care. Love you guys. I'll see you again in a couple of days. Take care. Bye-bye.